Let's talk about information. Do you know what information is? If I were to ask you to show me an example of information, what would you do? Maybe you would point at an article from today's newspaper, or perhaps your computer screen showing me a spreadsheet full of numbers. But what if I said you couldn't actually see or hear information? What if I told you that neither the words you see in the newspaper nor the numbers you see on that spreadsheet are information? What if I said that information has no form, that it's not made of atoms? Okay, let's say I put 3 mugs in front of you. Each one is identical to the other, except that they are red, orange, and yellow. If I then ask you the question, do you see my favorite mug? Would you know which one it is? Well, probably not. And that's because the necessary information isn't there. Well, let's try something different. What if I were to say, it's the one my best friend gave me for my last birthday? She knows I like that color. Would you now know which one it was? Again, probably not unless you know me. And that's because while I have said many things, I still haven't given you the needed information. But what if I were to say it's the orange one? Okay, now you know which one it was, because I've just communicated to you some information. You see, information is what allows us to confidently make a selection from a set of given or implied alternatives. For instance, how useful would it be now if I were to tell you my favorite mug is the orange one? In this context, my favorite mug is the short one. In both instances, I've designated the same mug. That is, the information is the same. But as you've seen, I've chosen completely different words based on the context. There are also other ways I could have given you the same information. I could have drawn a diagram, or I could have physically pointed at it. At the end of the day, these all convey the exact same information. But like I said, information has no form. In fact, we as humans spend our lives giving form to information. We write it down, we draw it, we verbalize it, we act it out. Because that's how information is communicated. But you know what happens, and I think it's because we are form givers to information. We often confuse information with the form that it takes. To understand what information really is, you have to think about what it was that gave you the confidence to choose the short orange mug as my favorite mug after I told you it. Was it the word? Was it the picture? Was it the gesture? No, it really wasn't the medium. It was the message. And that is information.